The biggest conversation now, perhaps arguably, maybe the tax law and what's happening in politics. Because in a few weeks from now, INEC is expected to roll out its timetable ahead of the elections in 2027. We have other elections coming up. February is going to be the turn of the area councils in Abuja. And then middle of the year, we'll have elections in Ekiti and Osun State. But the big one is ahead of us, and the horse trading will eventually start. But now is a season of defection. Now, for your records, the NNPP is having a bit of a conversation as to for and against. Their only governor, by Yusuf in Kano State, is planning to officially defect, we understand, perhaps today. Well, let's talk to the National Publicity Secretary of the NNPP. Mr. Ladipo Johnson joins us from Abuja studio. Mr. Johnson, good to see you, and thank you for coming on the program.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
I think the good place to start is to ask you, tell us maybe an update of the status of things as far as whether or not the defection is happening and what the position of the NNPP is with Abba Yusuf, the governor of Kano State.
Yes, for a few weeks now, we've had a lot of talk about the governor defecting to the APC, and then, sorry, excuse me, defecting to the APC, and they kept postponing. So we are not certain about what is going on. But yesterday, just like you did, we saw that he was at the villa and he met with the president to, apparently, according to the press release, to discuss issues relating to Kano State, the development, some mega projects, etc. That is what I know for now. How are we taking it? We believe that he met with the national leader, and we believe that our position is well known to him and to those who are with him, that we do not feel it is the time to move to any platform for that matter, whether to the APC or any other platform at the present moment. We are doing a lot of work. We're talking to different groups, different parties, trying to make sure that we get, as they say, the greatest happiness for the greatest number regarding our membership. Because definitely some people would want to go this way, some would want to go the other way. But we have to see how we can move the party forward. And get, as I say, most of the members happy that we're going in the right direction towards 2027.
So what does this mean for the NNPP? Let's hypothetically say it chooses to leave the party and join the APC to fulfill its political ambition to seek re-election on another platform, which is the ruling party, which is what has been happening with even the PDP that has gotten this mass defection in recent history. What will the NNPP do? You're going to field another candidate? Because I'm sure you're looking at all the possibilities in terms of scenario planning.
It's a simple, straightforward thing. In 2019, without a sitting governor or members of the House of Assembly, etc., we believe we won Kano. But yes, the INEC said it was inconclusive, and later on, Ganduje won a re-election. In 2023, same position. We went up against the APC, and His Excellency Abba Kabir Yusuf knows it, that he won the elections. NNPP won the elections, won most of the seats, and we did this without having anyone in situ, any officials in situ. No councillors, nothing. We were able to win Kano. And by God's special grace, in 2027, the same thing will happen, whether or not he has left us or whether he's with us. And that sounds slightly arrogant. I'm not being arrogant. I'm just saying it's politics, and I believe that we will be able to win Kano.
So why aren't you joining the APC?
Well, look, there are many, many issues, whether about joining the APC or joining any other platform or party. We have to consider many, many things. There are several things that are, sorry, I'm speaking in a funny manner because I have an echo in my ear. But we have to consider all sorts of things. I know that we've had a season, as you alluded to earlier, where it's like a football transfer season, where a lot of the governors have been moving. And I keep asking people, what is the pull, what the pull factor is? Definitely in our own case, I don't think there's a push factor. There's nothing that has happened in the NNPP or that we have done. Our governor has had a free hand. So we are wondering what is pulling them away from us, not what we've done to push them out. But joining the APC is one of the things that is on the cards. It's on the table. But as I said, we have to consult far and wide, and we have to consider a lot of things. For instance, where I'm seated, I will be talking about insecurity, about inflation, about all sorts of things. And there are some people who believe that if we join the APC, we will add value and the country might move forward. So you have people in any party, you have people with, you always have various ideas and positions. And we're working at that. And I believe, as I've said in the last 2-3 weeks, I believe that by the end of January, early February, we will have, we will be able to tell our supporters the way we are going for 2027.
Now, your position is a clear reflection of what is understood to be the disposition of the leader of the Kwankwaso movement, Alhaji Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, to the defection of the governor of Kano State, to the planned defection, rather, of the governor of Kano State to the APC, and is clearly not in support of it. What do you say to those who say that you know, the chickens have come home to roost for Alhaji Kwankwaso, who, according to reports, has wielded an overbearing influence on the politics of Kano State and, by extension, governance of Kano State, and as a result of him also hijacking the NNPP from the other group led by the founder, Mr. Anebonam, and, you know, his own betrayal has, you know, also, you know, been paid back to him in same coin. What are your thoughts to this, to the expression of this, you know, the other group to what is playing out in Kano NNPP?
I take exception to the word overbearing, not from you, from those who have coined that phrase. There is no overbearing influence. The governor of Kano has not stated that he's been remotely controlled or directly controlled, for that matter. And I know for certain that he has had a free hand. Same thing with all those who are in Senate or what have you. You know, talk is always cheap. When things go sour or you want to go the other way, then it's easy to look at someone who's been in the political limelight since the days of the SDP. He was Deputy Speaker at the Federal House of Representatives. all sorts of things, you know, Minister for Defense, two-time governor, everything. So it's easy to say, oh, he's overbearing. Even within the party, I've worked with him because I've been in the National Working Committee for over 4 years now. And I tell you, there is no overbearing influence. But as to our cousins who have been expelled from the party, and that's why I call them our cousins, and the unfortunate incident happened, there is no talk of, you don't hijack a party. Those who say that, I don't want to use a bad word, you know, they do not understand the concept of democracy. Democracy, no one owns a party. No one owns a party. The constitution of every party starts with we the people. And if people join in, and you have more people joining in who are of the same ideology and whatever, then gradually they may have a swaying influence over the party. So I think we should stop this sentimental thing of, oh, you joined the party, and then Anebunam was there, and now he's out of the party. That's not the issue. There are steps, there are things that happen, and people should find out what happened. You know, when someone says he's bigger and bigger than the National Executive Committee because he's a founder, then you begin to know that, we will not accept such. We didn't accept such. And that's why they are where they are today. It's not about someone hijacking the party. But be that as it may, it's politics, and it's about a majority having sway or moving the party in the direction that they choose, and that's politics. You have freedom of association, freedom of movement. We cannot, if the governor moves tomorrow, there's nothing I can do, there's nothing we can say, and we won't be insulting each other. We're all brothers. But if he feels that it's best for him, then he makes the move he wants to make. Same thing with Dr. Anebunam and his cohorts. They decided to go against the Constitution, and we ended up where we are. It's not about hijacking anything.
So do you think that with the political calculation, political outliers that had happened, and possible outcome that may happen in 2027 in terms of the political dynamics and calculations, is the NNPP going to be presenting a presidential candidate, or there's a conversation around maybe working with the coalition or working with the ruling party? What is the conversation around having a candidate in 2027?
I think that we expect to have candidates all across board. However, if we are in a coalition or if we're working with someone and we deem it fit and we come to an agreement, there's nothing stopping the NNPP from being part of another larger group, you understand, supporting a presidential candidate from any other place, or from having its own presidential candidate if it has other people joining it. As I said, we're fluid at the moment, and there is still time. As you said earlier, we're all waiting for the INEC timetable. We have held our congresses, and we've held our convention. Many other parties are in the process of trying to do that, January, February, March. You understand? We've done ours, and we're set, ready. And thus, we are at a stage where we're able to have discussions more openly with various organizations, parties, and individuals.
All right, so we'll wait to see how things pan out, but we've always said right here that what matters to the average Nigerian, whether you're from Kano or Lagos or Abia, is governance. So while the politicians are doing their thing, making all of those moves, the people need just very basic things. good governance, the good roads. And it's funny, we're still talking about roads in 2026, but that's where we're at as a country.
Exactly.
Infrastructure. That's what the people want, right? So there's a concern that all the attention has been on politics, politics, politics. Which move will favor me? How do I ensure that I have the upper hand? And very little attention is paid to governance. The average politician who gets elected spends about 1 year with election litigation, then has maybe 1 year for governance if they pay attention to it. And then the next year, they're focusing on re-election. So what did Nigerians do to deserve or to get this kind of politics? Is it by their own active connivance or what?
Well, I think I think that it is by their own active connivance. I think that Nigerians get the opportunity every 4 years to correct things, but they choose not to. And I know my friends will say, no, their votes don't matter, this and that, but that's neither here nor there. The people must play their role in the whole system. You understand? For instance, I'm holding a party position, so I must deal with party issues. Those who are in the Federal House of Reps and executive governors, chairman, Mr. President, should be administering government. But what we see is that most of them, as you rightly said, are busy politicking. And they've been doing this since 2023, I'm sure by 2024. And you will recall that even at times, some of the press were saying to us as a party that, oh, you're not criticizing enough. And we said, look, elections are separate. Let this government do the work they have been elected to do. We will give them till mid-term, which is the standard round the entire world, before we start to talk and whatever. And even when we talk and it's constructive, they do not want to hear that it is constructive. You understand? So you can go back and see how it started, how the politicking started this time around, how early some people moved to the SDP and began, and then the APC began to respond to that, and that is what got us to where we're at this season.
It's an ongoing conversation. We just got started. It's still January. We have a long way to go as far as the politics 2027 is concerned. We must thank you so much for coming on the program. Ladipo Johnson is the National Publicity Secretary of the NNPP. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.